Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So do you still remember what is arithmetic sequence? Zoe and Amelia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the arithmetic sequence, so I would like to hear from Amelia. What is arithmetic sequence?
It's a sequence of numbers
That a sequence number, yes, but what does arithmetic mean?
having to do with numbers.
Yeah, so you said you remember what is arithmetic sequence, so you don't remember, right? Okay, so Zoe, what is arithmetic sequence?
It's kind of like a sequence that goes up or down by a set amount.
Yeah, so the differences of these numbers are the same or not the same?
Same.
Same.
Yes, very good. So for instance, we have 2, 4, 6, 8. The differences of these sequences is 2, right? So Amelia, we call it arithmetic sequence. It could go up, it could go down as well. It could be like 8, 6, 4, 2, 0, -2, -4. So, but the thing is, every single two numbers between each other, the differences are the same. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So this is arithmetic sequence. The difference between the consecutive terms is constant. This constant value is called a common difference. This is an arithmetic sequence. So 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. The first term is 4, so we write it as T1. This T represents term. Okay, so T1 is called 4. So sometimes we also have A. You can say A1 equals 4, A2 equals 7, A3 equals 10. Or we can see T1 equals 4, T2 equals 7, T3 equals 10. That's the same thing. Clear, Amelia? Okay, and there's a thing called D, which is common differences. And the D is represent the using what? The first term, the second term minus first term, or the third term minus the second term. Okay, so when there are consecutive terms, they minus each other, the difference is called D. Okay, so let's see. The dots indicate the sequence continue forever. It is an infinite arithmetic sequence. So we have 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, all the way up. To graph this arithmetic sequence, plot the term value, so Tn against the term number n. It can go all the way, right? But if I connected this line, Zoe and Amelia, you're going to find out they're actually sitting on the... Sorry, let me do it again. They're sitting on the same line. Get it? In the future dots, it's going to sitting on the same line. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So this is also an increasing, so we have increasing arithmetic sequence, like Zoe said, sometimes it's increasing, right? And sometimes it's down, so it's called decreasing arithmetic sequence. Amelia, do you remember? Okay, so first of all, let's just learn how to write the first term. So how about you two? Amelia, you write an increasing arithmetic sequence for me, and Zoe, you write a decreasing arithmetic sequence.
Like on the screen or on the paper?
You can just read it, and I can do it. Okay, you can read it out loud. Then I can write down for you. So you do it, and after 1 minute, and we can do it together. 好了吗? Okay, so Amelia, how about you give me the first one?
For the increasing,
Mm-hmm.
so I did 3, 7, 11, 15, and 19.
Very good. And Zoe?
I did 1, -1, -3, -5, -7.
Very good. Okay, so you understand. So the best way to say that is just to get used to that. I'm going to say A1 equals 3, A2 equals 7, A3 equals 11. So you get notice or you get used to like how to write the number in sequence, okay? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Well, those one, we don't have to really do that. Okay, so let's take a look at this one, okay? So the general terms of arithmetic sequence, I would like you to write it down. Okay, so the first one is T1, right? And the second one will be T1 plus D. And third one will be T1 plus 2D. And the fourth one will be T1 plus 3D. So I want you to think about this is A1, this is A2, this is A3, this is A4. Okay, so I would like you to try to think about it. When there's a first one number, there's no D. 2, the second number, there's 1D. 3 number, there's a 2D. So if it is Tn equals what? Equals T1 plus what? D times n minus 1, correct? So that is called the general terms. What does general mean? That means no matter n equals what, I can apply to use this one. For instance, for something like that, for the arithmetic sequence, -3, 2, 7, 12, it's an increasing arithmetic sequence. That means D must be bigger than 0, correct? Okay, so first of all, she wants us to calculate the T20. Of course, we can just keep adding 5, right? Because I'm using 12 minus 7 equals 5, and I know D equals 5. So maybe Zoe will ask me, hey teacher, why not using T2 minus -3 by using 7 minus 2 or 12 minus 7? Okay, so Amelia, when we're doing calculations, a number minus a negative number is much harder than two integers minus each other, correct? 7 minus 2 immediately I know is 5. 12 minus 7 immediately I know 5. So I don't care you're using second minus first or the third minus second or the fourth minus third. As long as these two terms are constant, you can get the common differences. Get it? So the first thing we need to find out what is D. D equals 5. And T20 equals what? T20 equals T1 plus 20 minus 1 times 5. So what is T1? -3 plus 19 times 5 equals -3 plus 95 equals 92. So that's the answer. Get it? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Which term is the sequence has a value of 212? So this time is we know Tn equals 212, right? But we don't know n equals what? Correct? We only know 212 is coming from -3 plus 5 times n minus 1, correct? We can times them out. So equals 5n minus 5 minus 3 equals 5n minus 8 equals 212. Correct, Amelia? So we're going to move this one to here. It's 220 equals 5n. So n equals what? 44. Get it? So I'm going to wait for you. So you do number A and number B yourself again. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. 做完了吗？Okay, so in order to check if you understand, let's take number 2. There's a arithmetic sequence, 3, 10, 17, 24 over there. I want you to find out what is T15 and which term is the sequence has the value of 220.做完了吗？
Yeah.
那做完了跟我说，我以为你们没做完，一直在等呢。Okay, so Zoe, could you please tell me the first question's answer?
The answer to the first question for A, I got 101.
101. And there's Amelia?
So for B, I got 32.
That's what I got.
Okay, good job. Very good. So you understand how to do these two questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So for example 2, how could you show that 246 is not a term of the sequence? For the question you all just did. So 246, right? So all we need to do is the same. We're just using 246. If it is a part of, is a one term of the 6, it should be equals to 3 plus 7 times n minus 1, correct? So 7n minus 4 equals 246. So 7n equals 250. 250 cannot be divisible by 7, so 246 is not a term in the sequence. Correct? Okay, so let's take a look at number 3. So number 3 is different. So before, we all know T1 is what? D is what, right? But this time, we know that the term 3 is what, and term 8 is what. Okay, so first of all, I'm just drawing a table for you. So T3 is a number sitting on the third term of the sequence, right? And T8 is the 8th term sitting on in the term, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So we know that the only thing like in this sequence is like every single term is the same, right? So first of all, we need to think about it. How many differences are there? Right? Let's see. How many differences are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So actually, we can be easily calculated by what? 8 minus 3 equals 5. Correct? And from term 8 to term 3, there are 5 differences. So 34 equals what? Equals T3, or we can equals 4 plus 5D, correct? So easily we can find out D equals what? D equals 6. So we can use this one to find out that term 1 is -8. By what? Because term 3 is having 2 differences compared with T1. So T1 equals what? T1 equals T3 minus 2D. So T1 equals 4 minus 2 times 6 equals 4 minus 12 equals -8. Get it? Okay, so by using this one, because we know that D equals 6 and T1 equals -8, so Tn equals what? We can using the general form of T1 plus n minus 1 times D, right? Which is 4 plus n minus 1 times 6 equals 6n minus 6 plus 4 equals 6n minus 2. Get it? Okay, so now let's take a look at number 3. 2 terms in an arithmetic sequence is T4 equals -4 and T7 equals 23. I want you to find out what is T1. Okay, when you finish, please let me know, 好不好？不然老师就一直等着你们啊，不知道你们做完没有。
老师，我做完了。
好的，Zoe，Amelia 做完了吗？
等一下我
好，那所以老师再让你做一个 T20 equals what 好吗？
Okay.
嗯哼。
老师，我完事了。
好的，Amelia 做完了吗？
almost
好，给我去拿个水啊，所以马上好。Amelia，你做好了没有？用不了那么长时间了啊。Amelia, you don't need that much time. So can you tell me how many differences are there between T4 and T7? 7 minus 4不会做。
3.
Yeah. So T4 actually equals, sorry, T7 actually equals to T4 plus 3 differences. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
So what is T7?
T7 is 23.
What is T4?
T4 is -4.
Yeah, so 23 equals -4 plus 3D. So 27 equals 3D. So D equals what? D equals 9. Right? So because D equals 9, so T1 equals what? T4 equals T1 plus 3D, right? That's the same thing. So T4 equals -4. And T1 plus 3D. 3D is what?
9.
Yeah? So 3 times 9, right? So T1 equals what?
It equals
Negative
4.
31.
Yeah.
-4 equals T1 plus 27. So 27, move it to the other side. -4 minus 27 equals -31. Correct?
Yeah.
So did you get the same answer?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, Amelia, calculation is something you're really good at. I don't think there's any possibility you get it worse, okay? So you need to practice more. I don't know why you're not there. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So some people ask me, so why we're learning arithmetic sequence, right? So let's take a look at example 4. So Zoe, could you please read the question for me?
Okay. Some comets are called periodic comets because they appear regularly in our solar system. The comet Kojima appears about every 7 years and was last seen in the year 2007. Halley's Comet appears about every 76 years and was last seen in 1986. Determine whether both comets should appear in 3043.
3043, okay? So that's a year. So by that year, I think both of us are passed away, okay? Yeah, so let's take a look at this one. The comet Kojima appears every 7 years. So that means, for instance, if the last thing is 2007, so 2014, we're going to see him again. and 2021, we're going to see him, and 2028. Get it? And we're calling another one is called Halley's. So Halley's is appear every 76 years. So that means most of the people in their entire life, they're going to see this comet maybe for 2 times or maybe 1 time. Correct? Because when I was little, when I was 6 years old, it's 1986, that's 6 years old when I was there. And I saw newspapers everywhere said, you have to go out and see Halley's because the next time you see it will be 1986 plus 76 because the difference is it's an arithmetic sequence. It's because periodically they're going to show up regularly in our solar system. So it's 2602. So 2062, I'm going to see him again. By that time, I'm 82. Get it? So I'm very lucky I get to see this Halley's for 2 times. But some people, when I was 82, I'm still alive. But there's a possibility that some people, they only live 50 years old, right? So they're going to only see him maybe for 1 time or not even 1 time. Get it? Because probably he was born at 1987, right? So some people, they never see Halley's for not even once. Get it? Okay, so the year in which, so they said, determine whether both comets should appear in 3043. So what does it mean? That means we want to know if 3043 is going to appear in this arithmetic sequence or that arithmetic sequence. So we're going to have 2 arithmetic sequence, right? So I'm going to write as A1 equals 2007. A2 equals 2014, right? And and the differences of this one, so DA is 7, correct? And we're going to do B1 equals 1986 and B2 equals 2062, and the differences of B is 76 years old. Get it? Okay, so we're going to see if 3043, this number, is in this sequence or that sequence. Okay, so I want you to think about it and let me know. 楚好了吗 ？Okay. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, Amelia, you need to find out why because I think 那个 Zoe, 你觉得老师教的有什么问题吗？Do I need to make any changes? 对吧？我应该讲清楚了吧？这个事情，我觉得 Amelia，你是不是有什么地方没有听懂啊？那我们来看一下。So to see a number, if it is existing in A sequence or B sequence, we have to have the formula. The formula is the one that the general formula, right, Zoe? So I don't know if it is AN is what N, but I think it's 30A5. Oh, sorry. 383043 is part of this, right? So I know the first one is 2007, right? N plus what? N minus 1 times D, which is 7. Correct? If this number is one of the sequence, then this whole sequence should be divisible, right? So it's 3043 equals 2007 plus 7n minus 7. So 2000 plus 7n equals 3043. So 1043 equals 7n. So let's see. 1043, is it divisible by 7? So 34. Oh, sorry. 4, 28. So 63. So it's n equals 149. So obviously 3043 is one of the sequences in there, right? So let's take a look at number B sequence. So it's 3043 still equals to 1986, which is B1 plus n minus 1 times what? 76. Because for this question, the difference is 76. So it is 76n plus 1986 minus 76 equals 3043. So 76n plus 10 equals 3043, right? So 19103311, right? So 1133 divided by 76. Let's see. So 176. So 73373. So you know it's impossible. Why? Because 6 is an even number. Any number times 6 cannot equals to 3. But when you see the last digit is 3, you know it is impossible, correct? So Zoe? So Kojima is going to show up on 3043 year, but Hallie is not going to. Get it, Zoe? Get it, Amelia? Zoe, did you get the same answer like me? Great. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. How can you tell whether a sequence is the arithmetic sequence or not? What do you need to know to be certain? So like I said, the most important thing for the arithmetic sequence is they have the common differences, right? So if you find the constant, the common differences is constant, is the same for every single term, then they are arithmetic sequence, right? The definition of an arithmetic sequence relates any term after the first term to the preceding term. Why it is useful to have a rule for determining any term? That is very important, okay? Because when we have a term like 3, 7, and 11, and 15, and something like that, right? If we don't have a general form, okay, so the general form will be Tn equals 3 plus n minus 1 times 4, right? So Amelia said I actually can calculate as the first one 3, the second one is plus 4, plus 4. I can just keep adding 4. Yes, you can do that. But the thing is, if the next term is determining by the earlier term, the next term cannot be determined if the earlier term is not determined yet, right? But for the general form, I don't have to know that every single term in between. I only know the T1 is good enough, and I know the differences, and I know how many terms are there. I can target any terms, no matter if n equals 100 or n equals 1000. Get it? So n 1000 is not based on n 999. Because if you always based on the earlier term, that means you need to find every single term to determine the next one. That is too much calculation. Correct? Okay, instead, I want to use the first term and determine any term in later on. So the most important part for this one is we know the first one is what? And we know how many terms are there, which is n, and what is the differences. It's always these three variables is most important thing, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Circle each sequence that could be arithmetic, determine its common differences. Okay, so A, B, C, D. You just tell me if they are arithmetic sequence or not. If it is, please tell me the D is what. So Amelia, you do AC, and Zoe, you do BD. Okay. Okay, 好好. Okay, so Amelia, could you please tell me what is the answer? The first one?
So it could be arithmetic, and its common difference is 4.
How about the next one?
The next one, it could be arithmetic, and its common difference is 7.
Very good. Okay, Zoe?
For B, it could be arithmetic, and its common difference is -2. For D, it's not arithmetic.
Yeah, very good. It's not. Good job. Okay, because they're getting bigger and getting smaller. So the common, they don't have a common differences, right? Okay, so number 5, you do it yourself, and I would like to take a look at number 6. Determine the indicated term of each arithmetic sequence. For the first one, I want you to find out what is T7, and for the number B, I want you to find out what is T35. Okay, so A and B, both of them, you have to do yourself. It's not like Amelia, you do A, and Zoe, you do B. No, so you do both. Okay, so T7 equals what? And T35 equals what?
我做完了。
我还没好，我就是在最后一步就好了。
So the first one, Amelia, T1 equals what?
So
T1 equals 6, right?
Yeah.
So D equals what?
For the first one, I got 36, and for D, it was 5.
D is 5. T1 is 6, right?
Yeah.
So T7 equals what? 6 plus 5 times 6, right? Equals 36. Very good.
Yeah.
So Zoe, did you get the same answer? Okay, so the second one, Zoe, T1 equals what?
2.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mhm,
What
that's
is a
true.
D?
1 over 2.
Negative
No.
1 over 2.
Negative 1 over 2. Very good. Okay, that is very important, Amelia. So see, you need to first to think about it. It's an increasing arithmetic sequence or decreasing arithmetic sequence.
Decreasing.
When it's getting smaller, it's decreasing. So the D must be smaller than 0. Correct, Zoe? So T35 equals what? Equals 2 plus 34 times negative half. Okay, so 2 minus 17 equals negative 15. Did you get the same thing? Zoe? Yeah, okay. So let's take a look at number 7. Okay, so number 7, write the first 4 terms of each arithmetic sequence, giving the first term and the common differences. Okay, so this one we don't do it because it's going to be, oh no, this one we do it, yes, because it's negative. I want you to practice, okay? So A and B, write each of them 4 terms, okay?
Does the first 4 terms include the first term?
No, yeah, no. Write first 4 terms, yeah, so it's T1, T2, T3, T4.
老师，我说完了。
我很快就做完了。OK，做好了。
好，那第一道题，Amelia，你可以给我4个 term 吗？
-3, 1, 5, and 9.
Okay, very good. Okay, next one, Zoe.
Negative 0.5, -2, -3.5, and -5.
Very
Yeah.
good. Okay, so let's take a look at number 8. So, Amelia, could you please read the number 8 for me?
When you know the first term and the common difference of an arithmetic sequence, how can you tell if it's increasing or decreasing? Use examples to explain.
Okay, can you do it directly? If you know the first term and the common differences of any arithmetic sequence, can you immediately know it's decreasing or increasing? I just mentioned it earlier. I actually talk about it for the number B. I say something. I said, this is a decreasing arithmetic sequence because the D is, what did I say?
Negative.
Very good. Smaller than 0. When the difference is smaller than 0, it is a decreasing arithmetic sequence, okay? When the difference is bigger than 0, it's positive. It's an increasing arithmetic sequence. The first term is not going to determine if it is increasing or decreasing. The difference is determining if the whole arithmetic sequence is increasing or decreasing. Understood? Okay, very good. Okay, so these questions, we don't do it. Okay, so now let's take a look at number 10, okay? Number 10, we know T4 and T10, and number B is T3 and T12. I want you to find out what is T1 and what is T23, okay? So number 10, so both of you do this question.好的，Zoe，Amelia 做完了吗？
就等我一下。
那Zoe，你告诉我，Zoe，你再算一个 T100，好吧？ 那这个也算一个 T100，好吧？等一下，Zoe。那等一下，Amelia。Okay, so I'm going to explain. Okay, so first one, Amelia. So T1 equals what? How did you
3.
find out T?
So
T1 equals
because first I minus 66 and 24, which equals 42, and then I did 10 minus 4 equals 6, and then 42 divided by 6 equals 7. So I just like 24.
Okay, so T1,
Yeah.
24 equals T1 plus 3 times 7, right? So T1 equals 3. Yeah, very good. So you should be very quick. The same thing. Zoe, you get the same answer, correct? Okay, so this one's the same thing. So 81 minus 27 equals 54, right? So 12 minus 3 equals 9. So 54 divided by 9 equals 6, right? So T12 equals 27 equals T1. Why I'm using cubed? T3 equals 81 equals T1 plus 6 times 2, right? So T1 equals what? T1 equals 81 minus 12 equals 69. Correct? Sorry, it's negative 6. What I'm doing, right? Because it's 27 minus 81 equals negative 54. Correct? So it's negative 6. So it should be 81 plus 12 equals 93. T1 equals 93. Okay,
We're
so
looking for T23.
T23 equals 93 minus 22 times 6 equals 132. So 132, 9 and 3, negative 33, T23. So did you get the same answer? Okay, Amelia, the only thing is because it's negative, so it's sometimes a little bit more calculations, okay? So this is, let's take a look at number 13. Determine whether 100 is a term of an arithmetic sequence with a t equals 250 and t6 equals 245.5, okay? So we have decimal here, and you can see it is a decreasing or increasing arithmetic sequence. If it is decreasing, notice that the d must be smaller than 0, okay?
For this one, is it finding which term 100 is, or is 100 a term?
It's 100. This number is a term in this set.
Oh.
做好了吗？
Almost，我就很快哈。
Almost.
好，好了吗？
做完了。
Okay, so Amelia, let's take a look at this one. So for this question, first of all, Zoe and Amelia, the D is smaller or equals to or bigger than 0?
Smaller.
Smaller than 0. It's a decreasing arithmetic sequence. That's the most important thing, right? So we're going to find out what is D first. So T6 minus T3 equals 3D equals 245.5 minus 250 equals 4.5, correct? So, sorry, negative 4.5. So D equals negative 1.5, correct? Negative, D equals negative 1.5, correct? Okay, so now T1 equals what? Or T3 equals T1 plus 2D, right? So 250 equals, T1 minus 3. So T1 equals 253, right? So now let's see if 100 is part of them. So 100 equals 253 minus n minus 1 plus n minus 1 times 0.5, negative, right? So equals 2.253 minus 0.5 n plus 0.5, right? So 100 equals 253.5 minus 0.5 n, correct? So 153.5 equals 0.5 n, so n equals what? 307. So n, so 100 is one term of them.
Yeah.
Correct? Amelia, understand? Okay, so the calculation is a little bit complicated, but that's the same thing, okay? Okay, so this one is very common in our daily life because you probably have heard that a lot of times, that your mom probably asked you, what is the year of your zodiac? So, Amelia, what is your zodiac?
A sheep?
Okay, how about you, Zoe?
Mine is snake.
Snake, okay. So the Chinese zodiac associated years with animals. Ling was born in 1994, which is the year of dog. The year of dog repeats every 12 years. List the first 3 years that Ling will celebrate her birthday in the year of the dog. Okay, so 3 years, first 3 years. So Ling is 1994, right? So next one is plus 12, right? And yeah, could you please immediately tell me what is the 3 dog year?
Do the first 3 years include 1994?
Yeah.
Okay. Finished.
爸爸，我吃不了，太辣了，
嗯，
太多胡椒了，
做
我不要吃了，
好
你吃吧。
吃什么？做好了。
嗯。
我也做好了。
Okay. Okay, so Amelia, can you tell me the other 3 years?
2006 and 2018.
I put another 100 to 2030.
Yeah, I also put 2030, but I didn't say it because the first 3 years include 1994.
Okay. Why do the years in past all form an arithmetic sequence? Because every 12 years, right? So let's see. In 2099, Nunavut will celebrate its 100th birthday. Would that year also be the year of dog? Let's see. if 2099 is the year of dog or no?
No，哇，老师我做完了。
OK， 这个很简单啊，因为第一个是1994，对不对？ So it's plus 12d minus 1, right? So if it is 2099 is part of them or not. Correct? Okay, so it's just like that. So we don't do this one anymore. So let's take a look at the last question. In the arithmetic sequence 3, 8 to 13, 18, which term has a value of 1, 2, 3? So this one, we don't do it. For the two different arithmetic sequence, T5, what is the two possible sequence? This one, we don't do it. That sequence is created by, okay, let's take a look at number 18. At number 18, I need you to take a look at this one. So I'm going to quickly go through this question because this one's a little bit hard. In this arithmetic sequence, k is a natural number. Okay, so it means k is not a fraction. So what is natural number? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, no 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5, 6, 7.
Yes, no 0. Okay. So k is a natural number. So 2k over 3, k over 3. Does it say it's a natural? No, it doesn't say. It may be fraction, maybe natural number. Okay. So, but the only thing we know is this is a decreasing volume or increasing one.
Increasing?
Increasing. Wait, actually, decreasing.
K, yeah, it's a decreasing because k is 1, 2, 3, 4. The smallest is k is 1, right? But 0 is here. 0 is in term 4. K is in term 1. So term 4 is smaller than term 1. So this one must be a decreasing, which means D must be smaller than 0. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, so we're going to determine T equals 6. So if you take a look at this one, K could be nothing but 1, right? So T1 equals 1, T2 equals 2 over 3, T3 equals 1 over 3, and T4 equals 0. So if you take a look at this one, D equals what? D equals negative 1 over 3, right? So T1 equals 1. So T6 equals 1 minus 5 times 1 over 3. So equals 1 minus 5 over 3 equals negative 2 over 3. Get it? So what is the expression of Tn? Very easy. Tn equals 1 plus n minus 1 times negative 1 over 3, right? So it's 1 plus 1 over 3 minus 3 over n. So it's 4 over 3 minus n over 3. So that is the Tn. Get it, Zoe? Get it, Amelia? Okay, so when we have those ones, so you have to read very detailed about every single thing the question telling you, right? So for instance, like here we have a natural number. So you have to pop up into your brain, what does natural number mean? There's no 0, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's no negative number. Okay, by doing that, you know this must be a decreasing arithmetic sequence, which means D is smaller than 0. Understood? Okay, so that's it for today's class. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the homework, and just to tell you one good thing, and there's no class for the Christmas time, so we're gonna have a good Christmas. But I think next week we're gonna still have the class, right?
Okay, is it still
Okay.
5 o'clock?
Yeah, still 5 o'clock.
How many sessions of your other class do you have?
I think I'm gonna have a lot because it's gonna be last for a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, but if you want to change a day, I can switch the day, but we need to discuss, right? So because
Yeah.
there are 2 of you. Yeah, so if it is 5, it's okay, we just do this because I think 6:30 is good for
Okay.
us, right? Okay, so that's it for today's class. We're gonna see each other next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
bye-bye.